So, we're going to actually break down the event. Alright, so you've seen the written ones, you've seen it online listed, so now we're going to actually talk about exactly what's going on, answer some questions before you guys bombard me with emails and everything like that for questions. So, we're going to break down everything one piece at a time. First thing is event 1. Event 1 is a 100-meter run, shuttle sprint, followed by a high hang snatch, scored on most weight. Okay, so you have 10 minutes to establish the highest amount of weight that you can get for a whole team. All 6 athletes are going to be in on this. But in between each high hang snatch you do, every time you add weight, you're going to have to do a 100-meter run. Okay? So we're going to walk outside, Joe and Matt. This is exactly where everything's going to take place. The majority of our events are going to take place outside in our parking lot. Some stuff's going to be moved and organized so you can get into it. So the barbell is going to be stationed here, roughly 50 meters from the other building. When I say 3, 2, 1, go, all 6 athletes on the team take off. They're going to jog across the building. Go ahead and go. Woo! When they get to the other side, they're going to actually touch the wall. This is the fun part where we just wait. We're going to actually put one hand on the wall. Boom. Come on back. Okay? When they return to the bar, they're going to rack their first weight. It's going to be mandatory 95 pounds for gentlemen, mandatory 55 pounds for ladies. So, we're using 10s because we're lazy right now. Rack, collars, all 3 males will be on one bar, all 3 females will be on another, and they'll perform a high hang snatch. So Joe picks it up, shows control in the top position, dips down, hang snatch, boom, good lift. The next person approaches the bar, picks up the bar, shows control in the top position, hang snatch, boom, and then obviously a third athlete would go. They decide now to move up in weight, they take off for another run, come on back, and they come back, touch the wall. Every single time you add weight, you actually have to take off for a run before you add that weight. So we all hit that snatch, they come back, they go up to their next weight. Okay? So that's the general idea how this is going to move. Now here's the kicker. We get into this, Joe's going to perform a snatch, he hits it, picks it up, shows control. Boom. Let's assume Rich Froning was number 2 on the team, he hits it as well. Matt's going to pick it up, he's going to miss. Show us a bad snatch. Hit, bomb, loses it, goes back down to the floor. He has the choice of doing it again if he wants to. So he goes up, goes another attempt, misses it again. Boom. Okay. He can continue to hit that weight as many times as he wants, keeping in mind you have a 10-minute cap on the workout. Okay, they decide, cool, you're not going to get any higher. He is now no longer allowed to hit any more snatches, but all 6 team members once again take off for a run. They come back, change weights, now they're down 1 person, continue to hit weight. The second you run up into a fail, boom, we're over, move on, move on, move on. Okay, until you find max weight for everybody in there. You're going to be scored by your highest rep. So if he hits 95, he hits 135, your other teammate hits 185, the females hit 55, 75, 95. We add up those maxes, put them together, and that's your score for the workout. Okay, 10-minute cap on that one. We're going to move on to event 2 here in a second. Alright, so we're on to event 2. Event 2 is actually 3 different sections, so it's 3 4-minute Amraps. Okay? You're going to choose 2 athletes for each section. So 2 athletes are going to handle the sandbag squats, 2 athletes are going to handle the double unders, the other 2 athletes are going to handle the prowlers. You are not allowed to have any athlete doing more than 1 movement, so you have to put 2, 2, and 2 for your whole entire team of 6. There's no male-female requirement for any of them, so whoever's strongest can go wherever they want to. Okay? It's real simple. We have a max effort 4-minute AMRAP with sandbag squats, followed immediately with no rest by a max effort effected double unders, followed immediately by a max effort effected 25-meter prowler pushes. Okay, and we'll explain that a little bit more when we get to it. So we're going to start with the sandbag squats, and again, Joe and Matt are going to go ahead and video or demo this for me. So we get ready to roll. We call 3, 2, 1, go. Athlete number 1 picks up the sandbag, starts squatting. Bear hug position, which you'll see in the movement standards. Boom, boom, boom. He can do as many as he wants. He can go max effort. Second he drops, next person picks up the bag. He starts squatting. Boom, boom, as many as he can get. When he's tired, he drops the bag. Boom. Next person steps up and goes again. As many reps as possible in a 4-minute section. Back and forth. Pretty simple. We talk a little bit in the movement standards. Once I'm done with my squats, I hit, hit, hit. I am allowed to stand the bag up, but the bag still has to be touching the floor. So if I just finished my squats and Joe's up next, I can stand the bag up as long as it's still touching the floor to allow him to get a better grip to go through his squats. He goes through his squats, boom, boom, we go back and forth. Okay? Immediately, the second that 4-minute AMRAP ends, the next one starts. There's no transition time, no rest period at all. So, athlete number 1 that was waiting in there is going to start doing double unders. He does them to failure. Second he fails, boosh, next person starts going immediately. Second he fails, boosh, on to the next one. There is no effort, no handicap to this, okay? If you screw up on your first double under, it goes immediately right back to the other person. It has to be 1 for 1, back and forth, all right? So, again, max effort, only one person working out at any given time. Immediately after that 4-minute AMRAP's over, we move into the 4-minute AMRAP of prowler pushes. Joe is going to start pushing down high bars. The prowler is set up with 2 45s and a 25 on it already. If you have 2 males, they will operate with that weight the entire time. Okay, we'll have 25 meters marked off with some lines with spray paint so you know exactly where you're starting, exactly where you're pushing to. Joe starts by going high bars on the way down. You can just stop on the other side of the drill. Boosh, turns around, pushes low bar on the way back. Second he clears, next athlete goes. Again, it's 1 for 1. High bar on the way down, low bar on the way back. Again, over and over and over again for 4 minutes. We're going to have this set up at about a 25-minute split. You get 1 point for each half rep. So I push down high bar, that's 1 point once I clear the line. I push back low bar, that's 1 point. So each athlete gets a chance at 2 points before they get into this. If we have an athlete that struggles pushing all the way back, they still have to wait. Not at any time can you take over until they finish high bar on the way down, low bar on the way back. If you decide to have a male and female combination, okay, once the male finishes high bar down, low bar back, the female can remove, if they so decide to, 1 45-pound plate, continue to go high bar down, low bar on the way back. If the male takes over, he must replace the plate back on top of it. Obviously, if we have 2 females from the start, 3, 2, 1, go happens, they pull the 45-pound plate off and it can stay off for the entire workout. That happens back to back to back. So 2 athletes do every single one of those. No transition time, no breaks. Yep. All right, so we're on to event 3. That is Fryannabeth, okay? 3 athletes are going to do this event. Screaming baby. 3 athletes are going to do this event. The next 3 athletes have to do the other one, so you have to choose between the 2. You can't have 3 athletes do this and then 1 or 2 of them do this one as well. So the first 3 athletes that do this workout, it's mandatory that they sit out the next event. The next 3 athletes take over here. The other standard we're putting on this is there has to be at least 1 female in this workout. So you have to have 1 female for Fryannabeth, okay? It's pretty straightforward and simple. You're going to run through Fran, Diane, and Elizabeth 1 time. So you'll complete 21, 15, 9 of thrusters pull-ups. Immediately after that, you'll re-rack the weight to a new weight, 21, 15, 9 of deadlifts and handstand push-ups. You'll rack the weight to a new weight, 21, 15, 9 of power cleans and ring dips. Okay, we're doing the power cleans. The kicker is you have a 12-minute cap to get through all 3 workouts, and only 1 athlete can work out at any given time at any point, and you're mandatorily switching every 30 seconds. Crying baby for the win. So every 30 seconds you have a switch. So let's walk you through exactly what we're talking about. When it comes down to the movements, see the movement standards. We're moving through 21, 15, 9, pretty straightforward and simple. So how this is going to work is simple. We're going to have 2 clocks. We have a master clock that's going to count your time. We have a second clock that'll beep every 30 seconds. So only 1 athlete can work at any given time. So we say 3, 2, 1, Joe, or 3, 2, 1, go. Joe's our first athlete. He picks up the bar, goes through a thruster. He can squat clean it if he wants. Boom, boom, boom. He does as many as he can, getting as much done as he can in 30 seconds. After the 30-second beeps, boom, next athlete takes over exactly where he's at. So let's assume Joe got through all 21 thrusters, time hits, athlete number 2 takes over. Boom, okay? Let's assume that after 30 seconds, Matt only got through 19 pull-ups. The third athlete that comes in after 30 seconds, which is going to be in our case Lindsay, just going to jump up and grab, has to pick up exactly where he left off. So he got through 19 pull-ups. Lindsay jumps up. She completes the last 2 pull-ups. Whee! And again. We'll call it 21. She comes back down. She now picks up exactly where they left off. So she'd walk over and she'd start doing her 15 thrusters. Okay? It's only 1 time through the workout. 21, 15, 9 thrusters, pull-ups. 21, 15, 9 of deadlifts and handstand push-ups. 21, 15, 9 of power cleans and ring dips. Okay? But every 30 seconds you rotate and you pick up exactly where the following athlete left off. Pretty straightforward. Cool?
And
Alright, So we're on to event 4. Event 4 is going to involve the other 3 athletes that didn't do the Fryannabeth workout, okay? Event 4 is a 3,000 meter row and 100 kettlebell swings, 100 burpees, 100 pull-ups. But here's the standard on it. We have one person, one athlete is always on the rower. One athlete is always doing the exercises, okay? The other athlete can transition in and out whenever they want to, however they want to. So if you have somebody that's good on a rower, they can sit on the rower and just hash out the row all they want for the entire thing. While the other 2 people are going back and forth between the kettlebell swings, okay? When this does, you have to go in order. So you do all 100 kettlebell swings, then all 100 bar over burpees, then all 100 pull-ups, okay? So that's the way this works. One person's always rowing, one person's always doing the exercises. Your auxiliary person can switch in and out however they want to. So we have our team set up over here. Matt starts out on the rower. Lindsay's going to go ahead and start doing kettlebell swings. So 3, 2, 1, go. Boom. Everybody starts working. Okay? So we're doing this. Boom, boom, boom. She does 10, 15, 20. She gets tired. Kettlebell goes down. Joe switches in, grabs the kettlebell, starts working. Obviously, we'll have 2 different kettlebells, 2 different weights for male and female. Okay? He gets tired. He puts the kettlebell down. Lindsay steps back up and goes again. Let's say we're already through the 100. Matt starts getting tired on the row. Joe transitions over to the rower. Lindsay's going to continue to do kettlebell swings and move. If however the transition happens doesn't matter. But what matters is the row is always going on and the exercises are always going on. So Joe gets on, he starts rowing. Matt comes over here. We move on. They complete the 100 kettlebell swings. So they start the 100 bar over burpee. So he's going to go ahead, do a burpee laterally facing this way. There we go. Lateral jump over the bar. Boom. He keeps going. He gets tired. Lindsay steps up for him, steps in, bar over burpee. Okay? Down, boom. Got it, got it. Okay, once again, they can switch and transition on the rower. They can switch and transition on the burpees however they want to, and time. They finish the 100 burpees, they move on to the 100 pull-ups. Okay? Here's the kicker. Let's say that they completed, stay there for a second, Joe. Let's say they completed all 100 kettlebell swings, they completed all 100 burpees, they completed all 100 pull-ups. Okay? Obviously, the only thing left to do is row. They can continue to transition in and out the best they want, whatever strategy you come up with, it doesn't matter to me. You continue to row, 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 row. Here's the other kicker. If he completes the 3,000 meter row before they finish their pull-ups or their burpees or the kettlebell swings, whatever, you are still only allowed to have one person performing the exercises. So, just because Joe gets off the rower at 3,000 meters doesn't mean I can have 2 people on the pull-up bar doing pull-ups or 2 people doing the bar over burpees. During the entire workout, 1 athlete's allowed to row, 1 athlete's allowed to perform the 300 exercises, and 1 athlete has to be mandatorily resting. If the rower gets done, then he's also on the mandatory resting. Okay? When your time is up is when you have all 3,000 meters rowed and you completed all 300 exercises. Cool?
Fine.
Alright, so we're on to event 5. Event 5 is a max rep or max weight, okay, bench press, and a max rep 8-foot unbroken handstand walk. So, you're going to have 4 minutes to establish a 1 rep max bench press. You're going to have 4 minutes to accumulate as many reps as possible on an 8-foot unbroken handstand push-up. The way this is going to work is the females are going to start on the bench press, the males are going to start on the handstand walk. So your 3 females will have 4 minutes to establish their bench, the 3 males will have 4 minutes to do the handstand walks. At the 4-minute mark, no transitional time, nothing, you immediately flip-flop. So the males will go to the bench to work on theirs, and the females will go over to the handstand walk. So we're going to walk over to the bench and talk about what we're looking for. Okay? There is no mandatory weight you have to hit. The athletes don't all have to hit the same weight. Okay? So let's say Lindsay has an idea what she wants to go for. She gets down on the bench, she gets herself set. The other athlete or one of the other athletes will stand in as a spotter. The spotter is allowed to do 2 things for it still to count as a rep. I can help her lift off, 3, 2, 1, boom. Remove, she does her bench, and I can help her wrap. Alright? If at any time during the actual lift, go ahead, lift off, 3, 2, 1. Anytime during the lift the spotter touches the bar, it's an automatic no rep. Okay, hands off the bar, she finishes, I'm allowed to help her unwrap. Okay? Add weight, next person goes, add weight, next person goes. While they're establishing their 1 rep max, the gentlemen are over here doing their handstand walks. It is an 8-foot unbroken handstand walk. See the movement standards to get some exacts on this, but it's pretty straightforward, guys. Your hands start on the other side of the line, and they end on this side of the line. Pretty straightforward. You're not allowed to touch the ground in between. You're not allowed to stop halfway. Your fingers can't fault over the line out of the get-go. So Joe sets himself up. He goes to attempt his 8-foot walk. Boom, boom, boom. Both hands clear the line. Good rep. Okay? Next person takes over. Makes their attempt at a handstand walk. What do you got, Matt?
Come on, boss. Come on.
Up, up. Both hands cleared. Good to go. Both hands touch the floor before the feet did. Third person then has to go. You have to go in order. Okay? So it goes Joe, it goes Matt. We'll say imaginarily it's my turn. Okay? If I am not confident in my handstand, if I know I'm not going to be able to do a handstand walk, I have to at least attempt it. So I have to kick up, and then the next person can go again. Joe can reset, and then after Joe, Matt can go. If I come back up and I'm still not confident in it, it's never going to happen, I kick up, I get out of the way. But every athlete has to attempt a handstand walk during the entire process. 4 minutes ticks over, 3, 2, 1, boom, transition. The gentlemen automatically move over to the bench. They can start exactly where the females left off as far as the weight goes. Same rules apply. Spotter from behind can lift off and rack if he needs to. Does his one bench, sets it up, adds weight, goes, goes, goes. My females start their handstand walks. Okay, so Lindsay puts her hands in front of the line. Up. We got a fault because she actually put her hand over the line going into it. And you get the idea, okay? So, females start on the bench, males start on the handstand walk. At 4 minutes, they flip-flop. So it's 8 minutes totally for the top thing. Cool?
1.
And we're back with the final event, event 6, okay? On paper, it looks very, very straightforward and simple, but we got a little bit of a twist going on with it. So, it's 20 hand release push-ups, 20 kettlebell push press with double kettlebells, 20 overhead squats, Amrap for 20 minutes. All 6 athletes will do this workout. You will have a male-female combination for each exercise. So let's say male number 1 and female number 1 are going to take the push-ups. Male number 2, female number 2 are going to take the kettlebell press. Male number 3 and female number 3 are going to do the overhead squats. Okay? It's set up that way, so it has to be a female-male combination for all of them. After each round, you can rotate that female-male combination once you complete all 60 reps. But at all times for this, it's got to be a combination of female-male as it goes out. So we're going to take you guys outside and show you where a little bit of a twist is going on in here. And don't mind us, we're in the middle of cooking right now. We have a little cookout on Friday night. So, Matt and Joe are going to be our awesome athletes. All right? They're going to demo all 3 exercises, all 3 movements top to bottom. But remember, you would have 2 athletes doing the first section, 2 athletes on the kettlebells, and 2 athletes on the barbells. So, we call 3, 2, 1, go. We're starting here on the edge. They have to grab a mat each, stall mat, and drag it 50 meters. Okay? We're shorting it so that you can actually see what's going on. Mats go down to the floor, they bump them together, roll them out, and they start their hand release push-ups. Only 1 athlete can work at any given time. They can mix it up however they want. Let's say he does 3, Matt goes down to 3, back and forth, boom, 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 until 20 reps. Okay? So boom, they hit 20 reps. They're going to come back over here. That being said, this would actually be 2 different individuals, and you'd have those 2 people staying there. Your next 2 female-male athletes are going to pick up the sets of kettlebells. We will have 35s for ladies. We'll have double 53s for gentlemen. They pick it up. They carry them down to the mats however they want to. Overhead, farmer's carry, whatever the hell they want. Only 1 of them works at any given time. Cleans them up. Starts doing our kettlebell shoulder to overhead. It can be press, push press, jerk, whatever the heck they want. Once again, only 1 athlete working at any given time. Cleans it up, mat starts moving, boom, boom. Let's assume they get to 20. They're going to stay there, next group's going to start, but we need them to come down here and demo. So, next 2 athletes are going to take off. You're going to have 1 barbell racked at 135 pounds for gentlemen. You're going to have 1 barbell racked at 95 pounds for ladies. The lady picks up the female bar, gentleman picks up the male, or if they want to do it any other weird way, that's fine. They can carry it on their back, they can carry it in a front rack, they can hold it in a deadlift, however the hell you want. It's got to transfer from the start line down to the stall mat. They take it all the way down to the stall mat. 1 person works at any given time, so let's say Joe starts going through overhead squats with an awesome 35-pound empty barbell right now. Completes a couple reps, he gets tired, drops the bar, next person takes over, starts going for it, okay? And time. That's 1 round through the whole entire thing. 20 hand release push-ups, 20 kettlebell press, 20 overhead squats. You're not done yet. Here's the kicker, okay? That's going to complete over and over again for 20 minutes, including the movement of everything. So the next round starts once again with the 2 stall mats getting drugged back 50 meters, hand release push-ups. Next person comes over with the kettlebells. Next person comes over with the barbells. You get the idea as far as that goes. After every round, you can rotate your male-female counterparts. So let's say the first 2 people to go were Joe and Matt for the hand release push-ups. They made their drag over. Okay, they decide they don't want to do hand release push-ups anymore. They want to do the overhead squat. So they can now move to overhead squats. The overhead squat people can move to hand release push-ups. We don't care how you do it, as long as you go in that order: mat drag, hand release push-ups, kettlebell carry, kettlebell press, barbell carry, overhead squats, and as long as it is a female-male partnership on each exercise. Okay, you can mix it up however you want. But they're going to continue that motion over and over again. So if we were to go into a round 2, they would move the barbells off the mat. Joe and Matt would grab the mats, drag them all the way back 50 meters to the start line again. Good enough. Mat goes down. Keep them relatively close together. Boom, they start doing hand release push-ups. Right? They finish up the hand release. Next 2 people come down with the kettlebells. They finish up the kettlebells. Next 2 people come down with the barbell. That's your 20-minute Amrap. Okay? If you have any intelligent questions, feel free to email them to aaron@endeavordcf.com. Outside of that, read through the movement standards, read through the event list, and we will have a judges meeting and an athlete meeting both in the morning on the 29th and in the middle of the day on the 29th before the 3rd heat. So we will be able to answer your questions on site. All right? Get ready, gear up, get some strategy, and we'll see you guys on the 29th.